Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for July 23rd, 2023, from Philippians chapter 1, verse 22. If I am to live in the flesh, that means fruitful labor for me. Yet, which shall I choose? I cannot tell. I am hard-pressed between the two. My desire is to depart and to be with Christ, for that is far better. But to remain in the flesh is more necessary on your account. Paul here is not suicidal, but understands his connection to Jesus Christ for eternity. So what is better? To be with Christ here on earth or to be with Christ in paradise? Both are good. And Paul states that to remain in the flesh is more necessary because of the relationship with the saints at Philippi. Ultimately, it is God who decides, and that's the way we should always leave it. By the way, God's ways are always the best ways, even when we don't understand God's ways. And this is where faith needs to trust in the promises of God, knowing that no matter what happens, it is for the glory of God. So whether Paul is in Christ in heaven or be able to return to the people and saints of Philippi, it doesn't matter because Paul is connected to Christ. Verse 25, convinced of this, I know that I will remain and continue with you all for your progress and joy in the faith. Now, Paul here states that he's got a lot of work to be done. So maybe with a little bit of a smirk in his face, he's like, I am confident that God is going to let him continue that work. It'd be like me joking and saying, with all the to-do projects that I need to accomplish, I'm going to live a very long life here on earth. However, God doesn't always work that way, and God's ways are different than my thinking. Even when I can use the idea of, there's a great clergy shortage out here, God. You better keep me around for another 50 years. Well, we don't know what tomorrow will bring. But we do know that God will continue to raise up workers for the harvest. That these are workers who proclaim that beautiful gospel message. And God does have a time and a place for us. And eventually we will be with Christ in paradise. But in God's time. Until that time, continue to do the work, knowing that it's God who decides, not me. Verse 26, so that in me you may have ample cause to glory in Christ Jesus because of my coming to you again. So Paul's idea is that he will visit the people of Philippi after all this is over. So Paul is not expecting to die as a result of this trial. So instead of worrying about the trial, Paul is now wanting to take the saints at Philippi and focusing them a different direction. They need to get ready because Paul is going to come and visit. So they need to make preparations. God's peace and many blessings be with you, and thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for listening.